We Brits love Christmas more than any other time throughout the year.
From the annual challenge of rendering a bag of Brussels sprouts edible, to dangling your highly flammable stockings closer to a roaring hearth than the fire regulations recommend.
In the land of the Earl Grey tea bag, the £7 pint, queuing for Santa.
We are enchanted by Christmas, but where does this magic come from? Join me, Ryan Swales, because
This is Christmas in Britain. But just how did all of this Christmas palaver come about?
let us first plunge headlong down the time tunnel to a period when we called Christmas Yule. People celebrated Yule to stave off the misery of winter. They chuck Yule logs on a fire, shouting, "Winter, get thee hence!" And voila, winter went hence.
But who was this Yule, and what right did he have to change our Saviour's birthday?
Some say that Yule was a wandering minstrel, not those delicious chocolatey minstrels.
In truth, nobody knew who Yule really was, and even fewer gave it.
Other countries celebrate Christmas too, but our Christmas is by far the best. Iceland has the Yule Lads, mischievous folklore characters like our Anton Deck.
Big deal. The Yule Lads are nowhere near as good as our Santa. And at least he doesn't eat naughty children like the Yule Lads do.
Our Christmas customs are simple, rational affairs for sensible, rational people, aren't they? Let's find out, starting with the traditional British Christmas tree.
Have you ever wondered who is responsible for the British tradition of spending the whole of January picking pine needles out of the living room carpet?
Queen Victoria and her then squeeze, a bloke called Albert Prince, are the villains responsible for ruining your Axminster. Together, they popularised the Christmas tree, a starter pack forest for the living room.
Carol singing is just like the X Factor, but without Simon Cowell judging you so severely, you just may never sing again.
They'll camp out on your doorstep, full of the Christmas spirit, traditionally Bailey's Irish cream. There's no chance of them leaving though, until you hand over your loose cash or you present them with a valid Visa card.
Christmas evolved from ancient pagan rituals. The pagans dressed badly and made a habit of stripping naked to gavotte around standing stones on the winter solstice, keeping warm by munching on hallucinogenic turnips.
Pagan though its origins were, we do well to remember that Christmas is nowadays a Christian celebration.
Which is why I am here at the Vicarage of St Witherspoon to interview Cornelius Dupree, the vicar of this parish, to see just how they celebrate Christmas. Let's go. After a slight disagreement with the vicar, let's get to Christmas dinner. Put it away. It is a little known fact in the scorecard of life stressors, preparing Christmas dinner ranks higher than the death of a spouse or even redundancy. Luckily, there exists an antidote to the stress of Christmas dinner: alcohol. Today, we treat our guests sometimes to a nice mug of mulled warm wine.
In medieval times, this devil's brew was intended to stupefy guests so they couldn't tell that the pig trotters, not everyone could afford a turkey, were a bit whiffy. Now, festive alcohol's purpose is to dull the senses to the inevitable emotional traumas that all families unleash when confined to small rooms under the influence of neat gin.
British men have a proud history of forgetting anniversaries and birthdays, and this is why we prefer to wait until Christmas Eve to buy our gifts.
There are any number of YouTube videos that teach you exactly how last-minute Christmas gifts should be purchased, but here's the gist of it. Wait until an hour before your chosen shop shuts. Burst through the front doors, brandishing a fistful of credit cards. This will attract members of the sales team lagging behind their commission targets. Grab the first perfume you spot bearing a 50% off label. Rush home to find that the only piece of wrapping paper in your flat is covered in Easter bunnies. Wrap your Christmas present in Easter bunny wrapping paper because there's no time to do anything else. Finally, practice smooth talking. You're going to need it.
Christmas gifts are good, but let's not forget the real objective of Christmas.
A time when we wrap up gifts and act amazed when we unwrap them. Oh, a teapot with the Queen's face on it. How did you know? Christmas is traditionally a time to traumatise your younger children. After years of alerting themselves to stranger danger,
we force our young children, and sometimes not so young children, to queue for hours.
For the privilege of sitting on the knee of a stranger with a BMI of 48 and a beard like an eagle's nest.
As our journey ends through Christmas in Britain, we can come to realise that it's not all about getting sozzled.
It's a time when people come together, share memories, swap gifts and spread warmth and goodwill, in between the drunken family arguments.
So there you have it, the whirlwind tour of Christmas in Britain. Nuttier than squirrel species, a tad extravagant, but undeniably British. I'm Ryan Swales, wishing you all a Christmas to remember.